Hey, everybody. This is going to be a fun one. This part of recalibrating relationships is about building intimacy. And it's really only you who can determine when the right time is for this and who the right person is to share an intimate relationship with. So, that said, let's go and we'll figure out how to get this started. Building relationships and recalibrating them. From the current slide, we are off and running. Come on, there we go. Okay, we've talked about recalibrating relationships with ourselves, with others, with the people who we love and care about. And now we're going to talk about recalibrating relationships with new intimacy. Knowing who you are and what you would like to attract changes everything. People get so discouraged because they think it's just going to naturally happen. And it is. You can set yourself up correctly so that you can create that luck and you can create that win and you can create that magic in a way that you're not going to get disappointed. Oftentimes I hear people just devastated because they build this concept up that they're going to go out on a date. This person sounds perfection. It's the next best opportunity for Mr. and Mrs. Right, or however you want to call it. This is it. And then you get in front of that person and go, you are not at all who I thought you were going to be, and you are not who you represented yourself as. So being able to identify the red flags is super valuable and totally key, not only in other people. I'm going to put some responsibility on you. Knowing who you are and who you want to invite in is going to be the biggest thing that you can do to set yourself up for an incredible new relationship. And then with that, I can teach you how to get from chemistry to casual to committed. So, how do I date as a parent with children? Dating is different these days, and the rules of engagement have changed. I know I have several clients who've been going through this, and instead of being distressed and distraught by it, it can be one of the most exciting and fun experiences you can imagine. Anecdotally, dating sounds like it should be good. Why is it so devastating? And it's all really based on your approach to it. One of my clients says, "Thank you, Michelle. I love you. You reminded me I am the key master to my own doors." And this is a client who was in a relationship that didn't turn out to be the right relationship for that person, changed it, and actually found everlasting love. And it's so exciting to hear about it. From chemistry to casual to committed, I've got another client who asked me, what do I do to get this person's attention? And I said, well, what do you think you should do? You're trying to get them to text you and call you and behave a certain way. And my client said, should I throw sex at them? And I was like, wow, I bet you a lot of people do that. If you wish to be known for someone who is recognized primarily for sex, then maybe that's the right way to go. It's up to you to set the tone and expectations for the relationships that you desire, not just what you think you're supposed to say and not just what you think you're supposed to do. Remember, you're not playing a role here. The role you're playing is yourself. So if you want to be someone who throws sex to get attention, when someone responds to you in a certain way that they think you're going to throw sex at them, there it is. Now, I guess I should say this is an adult portion of the program. Maybe I'll put that on the heading, simply because of the conversation that we've just had. Okay, once you have set a very clear intention and I've got a whole list of exercises for you to clearly understand who you are, and then through the laws of attraction, who you'd like to invite in. Then we start to sift through and find out who's got the right chemistry to move to inspire you to move through a relationship through casual to committed. You can't just jump from, oh, I met this person one time, that's it. I mean, actually, the intention could be there. The intention can be there, but people don't necessarily go for the committed relationship upon first meeting one another. What happens is you see that the chemistry is right. You see that you understand who you are. They understand who they are. And together you would be better and bigger as individuals, and then something more than your individual self by coming together in a partnership. That's where we're going with this. So you start, and you need to go through the process. There's growth to build a relationship. Remember, I was talking about sharing common experiences actually those are the fibers to build a relationship. You start with the casual phase, though. In the casual phase, the communication is there enough. It's present, but it's binary. Either you are communicating or you're not. And if one of you is not, you don't have enough to create a relationship if even one of you is not engaging in it. So you're either able to communicate or it's not a relationship. And sometimes that's sad because maybe you wanted that, the ideal of that person. Second is respect. This is respecting space, respecting their time, respecting their privacy, respecting their opinions, respecting things that are different, as well as things that you have in common. And third, trust. Trust means if you ask a question, you are confident you will get a straightforward answer to the question. Now, you can't expect a guy or anybody to volunteer every little thing. When we're starting a relationship, the idea is to put your best foot forward. Dress up, be clean, look good, behave appropriately. All that other stuff can come later. But first, you need to find what does work. That's how things get started. That's the spark that's going to ignite the chemistry in a relationship. And then when you start to have enough experiences together, you can start to move that to casually dating and then through to the exclusive phase. And ultimately, what's happening is we're going to multiply those three pillars. The communication's going to adjust a little bit, that there's no excuse for someone to disappear on you. Maybe, when you're first dating, who knows what's going on, really? And they might come in, they might go out, whatever it is. If they show up, they're showing interest. Then there's respect. Don't do anything you wouldn't want them to do, because you reflect and reciprocate and handle things the same way that you would like them to handle it. So it's showing respect that you're honoring this relationship that you're growing together. And again, we're going to multiply or amplify trust. And that's having a right to the need to know information. You can expect full disclosure at this point. You never really know what comes first in exclusivity. Is it I'm a conversation, or is it true intimacy? But one could be a catalyst for the other in this day and age. To have full trust at this point, you need to meet the threshold of exclusivity, unless your relationship is based on other things. There are different ways to have relationships these days. Then rely on the communication pillar. And that reminds me to say, here are the three pillars: communication, trust, and respect. And in a relationship, at least two of them need to be strong, while they will support the other. So if you trust and respect someone, but the communication needs to be shared, that this is, not an exclusive relationship, or it's a non-monogamous relationship, those conversations need to be had, because that's how you build the trust. And then you can ask, have you been intimate with other people? Have you been checked out? That's your personal safety. And you should have, before you do anything, you've got a checklist to clear to make sure that it's safe to move forward. And then how do you get that to a committed relationship if that's where you want to go? The commitment phase, presenting as a couple, you're representing one another, you're reflecting one another, you're in a partnership, so what one of you says should be appropriate for both of you. The communication should be available 24/7. There's no hidden agenda. You shouldn't have to think that someone's going to ghost you or just not show up. If you're in a committed relationship, you maintain your individuality and you're making a commitment to support one another. So you should show up. They should show up. They should be there within reason. And respect. This is the utmost respect. Probably your romantic partner in life. So integrity is valuable. You're going to do the right thing when no one is watching. And once you've set the parameters and the expectations of the relationship, then you know what that is for you. And trust, at this point, you have a right to all the information, and they're going to want to share it with you so that they can share their whole self with you. So you can say things like, in order to get serious with you and bring you into the life of my children, I need to know you're financially secure. I can't afford a liability and can maintain the same type of lifestyle I'm accustomed to living. So we can craft the right statement for you given your appropriate situation. But there's no envy, there's no jealousy, there's honesty and, full disclosure at this point. So how do you move through the law of attraction? And I'm going to move this so that you can see this fun little diagram. First, it's all about magnetism. And the law of attraction literally uses the mirror neurons. So copy what you're being shown, make eye contact, smile, and then with magnetic poles, they will move closer. So literally move in, move closer. The attraction is two bodies moving closer together instantaneously with a cognitive response, with a something. And then say something, engage in small talk. Ask for help for something that can't just be looked up on your phone. Maybe they have an area of expertise or insight or whatever it is. It depends on the situation. Engage them in some way. So you're identifying and connecting. Then it's really about closing the gap. And then if it's someone like that you actually don't know if they're available or interested in you, or if it's an appropriate possibility, expect them to be unavailable. Then the result is you're correct or they're actually available and you can bring that relationship to the next step. Make a suggestion, for example, I should get going. Give me a call so we can continue this conversation. So you don't want to drag it out. You want to kind of just leave them with wanting a little bit more desire. And state your expectations. This is, all about mindfulness and ending on a high note. And stating the expectations is answering the W's, the who, what, where, when, why, how. And you can say something along the lines of, it's been great chatting with you. If you give me a call before the end of the week, you can call me to set up something for next week. That way, you're still in the lead, you're setting the tone, and you're showing your interest. Okay. They say luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. Now, I was talking about putting your best foot forward, and this means if you can at all help it, unless it's a major part of your life, skip the difficult topics that traditionally people have. Don't talk about money, don't talk about religion, don't talk about past relationships that have gone poorly, don't talk about politics, not bragging, not broke. Focus on chemistry and reassurance. You seem really great. How are you single? Then create a high-level positive story as to how you are, who you are right now. So this is, and I've crafted several of these for myself and others. You can say something along the lines of, I appreciate your compassion, so let's have fun and keep it positive tonight. I'm happy to share that with you another time. So if the inquiry is, how are you single? I went through a terrible divorce. My husband died. I never found the right person. Let's come up with the right branding message so that you're happy to share all the details. But remember, we don't need to be pulling the skeletons out of the closet just yet. We want to share and discover all the right things so that we can build the law of attraction and combine that fabric to see if this is a relationship that's worth pulling that other stuff out when it's appropriate. For me, I say something along the lines of, unfortunately, I lost my husband, the children's father, a couple years ago. We had a great life together, and now I'm looking forward to meeting someone new. And now this is about us. So let's go have a good time. I'm not hiding anything. Nobody has to talk about the details. We don't have to get stuck in the devastation portion of life. Or maybe the question was, how come I haven't found the right person now? So my advice on that was, I'm a sole parent. I have a lot of responsibility raising my kids. I haven't made time enough for myself in the past, but I'm ready now. So there's always a right way to present this and then move it forward into a positive situation. Relationship stages benefit from being progressed through. Move through these phases and move through the pillars to build that relationship for new intimacy. I'm very excited to hear all about the details with you.